Okay, I'm gonna just do this because I just did a different video and I'm not sure if I'm gonna upload it. But we're gonna come back. We're gonna do our Reiki deck, and then I will use these to clarify. I might pick them up and start shuffling, child, and do the shuffle. Somebody may not be able to whistle. Whistle while you work. What is that? Snow White? Somebody's nickname maybe Snow White. Or someone's last name maybe Snow White. Okay, what do we have? Oh, Master of Trade, huh? Master of Trade male. Mikhail Usui. Huh. Well, what do we need to know about this Master of Trade? What goes along with that? 2 more cards from this deck. Worry not, Master. Oh, 2 more cards. Is that 2? How many do I get? 3. All right. Somebody's ego's upside down. Well, we're turning it right. They need to be attuned. So there's some attunement going on, an initiation or attunement. Somebody's ego was in the wrong place, is out of place. They had lack of faith, but maybe they're having a change of heart. They're being initiated. Family. Something to do with family. That's wonderful. The ego was turned upside down. The family, somebody looks up to them, and someone's having to carry some heavy book. The kids don't look like thrilled. They look close, but they don't all look thrilled. The parents look, the mom's smiling more than anybody. I don't know. The little girl wants to get picked up. Excuse me. Excuse me. Okay. So it could be 2 boys and a girl in a family. Well, the older boy is carrying a book, a tan, something grounding because of the color, or something. Something that is something tradition. Tradition is turning this ego around. There's something about the ego and the family tradition, and removing the negative energy from that. Some, probably, tradition. That's all I can say right now, unless something else comes to me. But I get it. Let's see what's going to come out. But they're removing that, like the breaking the generational curse. The male was probably out working the trade, because there's also another card, and it's just a regular male. This is the male being attuned because maybe things are different. Maybe the wife is working and he's staying home, and so I don't know. There may be some negative energy in the house, or some transition going on, or who knows. Life happens. There is fears at the root of it usually, and also, of course, if there's lack of faith, then there's more fear. Somebody's in fear, and so their ego is wanted to take over, but it's been tamed. There's been a change in consciousness. He's having a change of heart because of the family, something that has happened. His faith is being increased. There's something, maybe he's dreaming, or some sort of a medical procedure that's going on that maybe is helping his mind, maybe the brain, because that's the head that's being attuned. So change something in the brain chemistry, or even changing the mind, or increasing knowledge, or changing something, or attuning to the family and letting go of the ego. Ego will have you out there doing all kind of stuff, and that will cause negative energy in your home. So a change of consciousness. Now somebody opened that book. Here's the book that this boy was holding. So maybe holding him accountable, and now he's looking at it. Or she, whoever, is that the male or the female? I think it's female. And that is a traditional, some sort of traditional kimono there. Red and blue and black and green and yellow, like all the colors, but you know, differently placed, but all there still, you know. A lot of creativity and growth, root, something to do with the root there, and transforming a lot of that tradition into whatever they are doing now, whatever their new tradition that they're making, balancing everything out, breaking generational curses. No need to worry. Just show gratitude, and then you'll see harmony and balance in your meditation. And then your energy exchange will be in the future here. So even regardless of how things turn out, if it's love there, the love will last. Put heart in it, you know, whatever you love. And you kind of, okay, speak that way. Speak lovingly. Use different tactics, different ways to express yourself. You know, think, have faith, worry not. And here's the female. So maybe this is the female. Be sensitive. Exchange energy in a lighthearted way. Don't worry about it. Put your heart into it. Don't be afraid to love. Love freely. Love because it's what you love to do. You know, do the things you love and share that in a way that is maybe uplifting and helpful and healing for somebody else. Something in a way that brings balance to the world. That way that you can show gratitude to the world, or show the world how to show gratitude to Mother Earth, okay? With a loving touch. A loving touch with touching the child and children around the world, that would change the trajectory of the world if we touch, you know, and make that a lasting effect, that effect that would affect our children if we change, and then they will change because they'll see the change in us, because they really, we might say do as I say, not as I do, but they're gonna do as we do. They watch us. They know you more than you know yourself. They watch you from the time, you know. So pray for how you want to see it. Pray for, if you do witness things or have dreams or of energies, pray. Say it in a, watch how you express it. Watch what you say, because you are going to see things. You're going to see things. There are going to be energy exchanges. You're going to you need to know ahead of time. So pray before you interact with people. And take these messages how they resonate, but pray before you go and interact with people, because there's going to be a lot of different energies, and I don't know how you get along with others. but you may have to exchange your energy. So make sure you are prayed up, okay, and that you offer a loving touch. Okay, maybe you're going to be around children. I don't know. Oh, so you're going to be around the female of the trade. There she is. She's slipping out, child, coming out. She's at a distance. At a distance, okay? So I guess she's not going to be there. She's at a distance, maybe with a friend. Oh, on a retreat, getting higher consciousness. She's getting a higher consciousness, a light switch about the male. Interesting. So, a spirit invocation, that's what that attunement paid off. So maybe that attunement was on a trip to, they have those spiritual retreats, or I don't know, maybe somebody should look into that and go on one of those meditation spiritual retreats. Maybe they have a family one. That might be something to look into. But there's something about the energy exchange of family, the role of the family, and the example setting of the children, and a change in consciousness, change in the way that we interact with one another, more loving touch, more loving ways. And then you're going to see abundance of wealth come in. Okay? So, and then, hey, when it comes in, you're going to, it's good because you'll have that higher consciousness, and you're going to be, more compassionate with people, because people may get angry because you'll have to cut certain people off. It's a whole thing. But by then, you go through all this process, it is easy. Now, some of you may be already at the end of this process, and then so it's then you teach in the way that you can exchange energy, in the way that you mastered, whatever you've mastered along the way. You can then exchange that energy and create a more positive energy, create a positive energy flow. Okay? Transforming all of that and transforming your life, your family. And it started, that ego was upside down. We had to change that fear into working on that ego to self. And then you have more faith in yourself, faith because you attuned, you cleaned out the stinking thinking, or maybe that man world mentality. This is a man world, but it wouldn't be nothing without a woman or a girl, as James Brown said. Somebody's name may be James. Someone's name may be Brown. Somebody's name may be James Brown. Somebody's initials may be JB. Somebody might be coming towards your family tree. There's a new beginning here. Prosperity begins after doing all this work. You deserve it. Base. That is growing the root there. That is the femininity, it's childbirth, it's sensuality, it's femininity, fertility, projects, growth, joy, pleasures, nutrition, pregnancy, and children. And that's what we were just talking about. And that is what that is. That's what it represents. It's also represented by like Birchana, the birch tree, from March 15th through, so that's like a Pisces, or is that Pisces? I don't know. May 20, March 29th. I'm not sure if that's Pisces or whatever the next sign is. It could be Pisces. 5:30 a.m. to 6:29 a.m. Wonderful. Red. Something about the red. And here's the red here at the bottom there. That's the taking all that, being pregnant now with some sort of childhood dream that will be coming to fruition. I saw the celebration card here. Ooh. Right now, somebody's coming out of fear. There's that fear, trapped in fear. There's somebody coming out of that, and it's being removed with this fire passion. Your passion will overcome that fear. It's being so excited about something. You know, something that within, that just something little fire within you, and that's a beautiful thing. That will remove that. And here's the new beginning. The leap of faith. There's the Fool. The Fool was trying to leap out in another deck earlier. And then, look, the Magician right after that. That's right in order. You got the new beginning. After coming out of that fear, on the other side of that fear is faith. It's a false evidence appearing real. So somebody may be giving some false evidence somewhere, but you're going to get justice. Just please, it's look up, okay? Your redemption draws nigh. And or while you're down there, look within. There's a light within. There's a light trying to get in right here, but you're just trapped in the fear that you can't see the light, the golden light of day. You can't see that because you're trapped in fear. Open your eyes, you can see you got a new beginning here, and passion that's been ignited because took a leap of faith. Somebody's took a leap of faith, or or something's taken root of your ideas from a leap of faith that you took in the past, and you don't see it coming. There was patience that you needed to have. You were getting spiritual strength. That was what was coming out of that. You know, yeah, you went through some conflict. You went through conflict and some defeat. But out of that defeat, now you got awareness. Now you've taken root. This new idea, this pregnancy, okay, this birkana, this birch, okay, and then you stand your ground. You stand on top of that. You stand on top of that, on that strength. Okay, somebody was standing on that, and you still lift it up. Somebody standing on that when you was trying to hold up. Somebody was trying to stand on it. But guess what? The obstacles and challenges you overcame. You overcame them with doing nothing, just relaxing and realizing you wrote that it was already taken care of. All you had to do was speak. All you have to do is speak to the Most High and tell him about your mental conflict and what was going on. Tell him that. And then he brought you a spiritual, he gave you a word, spirit in your third eye. Could have been a friend that called, or somebody, one of your soulmates that came and told you something, and that was the truth. It was the truth that, you know what, that you have material and spiritual prosperity. Okay, reminded you of who you are, that you are truth and your royalty, and you have options. You can move whichever way you want. You can go towards the sun, or you can go to up, right side, and up under, which not up under, not if you're out in the water, but you got options. And here, a love begins, and you out here on this boat and out there in the sun, and you're just able to go and come as you please and not worry about those things that you did before. And you appreciate it so much more now after have gone all through those things that used to cause you worry. You don't have to worry anymore. Your heart's light as a feather. You're moving on. You're moving past all that negativity and hostility, whatever that was. You've become aware now and turned that into some magic that has brought you prosperity, love begins, passion. You got it all. And guess what? That's your destiny. Because you're royalty. You're in charge. You're the boss. You're the boss. So you're moving on. Because you already did that. You made that huge. I don't know how long that took. You had to plan it, that architecture, that building, that gold high tower, that maybe in Vegas. Now you're going to move. Maybe it's too hot there. Now you're moving, figuring out which way you want to go. Patience and planning. What is that? Movement and choices. Looks like you want to go to a colder climate. That's where your next route, that's where that new idea is at. That's where something new is at. And maybe some material and financial changes going along with that. And something's happening in accelerated motion. Okay? That may cause a disruption somewhere. Maybe something fast cause it, maybe a disruption. But you do have the angel of balance there. Guiding that trajectory, was watching the whole thing anyway. And that there it is, landing right there. Everything's coming together in the future here. It's all coming together here. And that bright sun, that's this summer. You waited long enough, and the waiting is over. The waiting is over. It's ending. This cycle is over. No more waiting. You got your wish fulfillment. And now you see. You didn't, third eye. That's interesting. And the foundation. They didn't see it. Somebody didn't see it coming. Or it was what your intuition told you. Just hold on. And now it's manifested. You manifested this. Your sacrifice. And you got a crown now. Amen. All right. Please like, share, and subscribe.